Hi y'all, good morning. It is a cold Monday morning. I think right now it's 47 degrees and we had a lot of rain the past 2 days. I think we have some sun coming out today, a high of 62, and it's gonna steadily climb back up this week. But I think tomorrow night we have a low of like 40, so that's going to be just a tad cold. So I've got my coffee and I thought I'd start a quick little garden update, a little garden tour, and show you kind of what I've done the past several days. Haven't posted. I'm going to switch hands because I'm better with my right hand. Hold on. There we go. Of course, I spilled coffee. Oh well. Anyway, I've kind of planned out some things, and I shot a video that will go up. I've just taken a couple weeks off, did a little bit of traveling to see family in Virginia, so we are back. So let's get started. This weekend, we put up our cucumber trellises, which are these T-posts. And I've just got some PVC pipe at the top. I tried to do this method for cucumbers last year, but since I was not there every single day, all my seedlings were eaten before they even tried to climb up the ropes. And this twine deteriorated, not really at the top, but down at the bottom where it was in the ground. It just deteriorated. So I'm going to do a different method of, instead of the twine, I'm going to use probably my bamboo sticks because they reach just a tad higher than these T-posts, and my cucumbers can climb that. But we put 2 of these up, just dug them in the ground. I wasn't going to do any kind of in-ground garden areas, but these 2 little spaces will be just fine. I'll put some cardboard down at the bottom, cover it with some soil and compost, and that way whenever we move, it won't damage a whole bunch of grass. So that's up for the cucumbers. I've got my garlic is still growing strong. And I haven't seen any garlic scapes yet. And I haven't tried to pull out any garlic in the last couple of weeks. I still think I have a little bit of ways to go for that before I can harvest any garlic. My onions are doing well. I did have a couple that sprouted that I pulled out at the end of last week. And I think it's just because we were cold and then we had really, really warm days, like almost close to 90 for several days. And then I got cold again, and I think a couple just tried to go to seed. So I actually pulled those out. You have a couple options when you have onions that go to seed like that. You can leave them in the ground. The bulbs aren't going to get any bigger, but they won't, it'll kind of act as like a little storage for them if you leave them in the ground. I decided to go ahead and pull them out, and then you can use the onion like that even though they were small. I just cut the bulb off, whatever was there, and cut that up, and it was good enough for like an egg casserole that I did, a frittata that I did over the weekend. So they've been the only 2 that tried to go to seed. I haven't seen any others. So hopefully, even though it's cold yesterday and today, they'll be okay. So we're still gonna just keep an eye on those. I think by May, I should be able to, May, or I don't think as late as June. I think by May I should be, should have some good sized bulbs, but I've never been able to grow onions like this before, so I'm not entirely sure from when I planted it and with the weather when the harvest date is. But I'm actually gonna flip you around so I don't keep moving the camera. Okay, so there's my garlic. Here's my onions. I've got still my thyme in here. The lemon thyme is setting off a couple of flowers. I have been taking those off when I see them because I'm not sure. Here in my zone, thyme is a perennial. It never died back completely over the winter. It's actually been green and lush all through the winter and up until now. So I've just been plucking off the little flowers as I see them. But these thyme plants are getting really big, and they're gonna just kind of spread and spill over the sides of these containers. I do have 2 eggplants in here that I planted out. I think we did that, let's see, Friday. My husband was off Friday, so we ended up having to mow. Weeds were crazy. I haven't weed whacked back here at all. So these dandelions are just taking over, but I have 2 eggplants that I put in here, and they're not doing awesome, but they just haven't changed much since I put them in just a couple days ago. But I am fertilizing every week, and hopefully with the consistent temperatures coming up, hopefully, I think these last 2 nights are the crazy 40-degree nights, and then we're in the clear. So hopefully those guys do okay. I took out all my brassicas that were in here that had gone to seed. I took all those out, and I did all my peppers. So I am hoping, I kind of made this mistake last year and I put them out, and then all of a sudden we had really cold nights several times and my peppers got stunted. I am hoping that they will not be stunted this time around, but as you can see, I've had some leaves fall off. They're not looking horrible. A little bit of nutrient deficiency that I've got to just keep fertilizing these beds. And I think by the end of the week, we will be up in the 80s consistently with some sun. So I'm hoping they're gonna be okay. But all these are mostly hot peppers. I've got Craig's Grande jalapeno. I've got Big Jim peppers. I've got, let's see what else. I think that's mostly it. And I've got, I think that one's a pumpkin spice. So, I think I have 2 pumpkin spice in here actually. Yeah, that one's a pumpkin spice jalapeno. So these are all mostly hot peppers, all hot peppers. Over here I still have the leeks. They're not growing terribly fast. I don't know if I've never actually grown them or even eaten them before. I thought I could try leek and potato soup if I got these. So I'll keep them in there until I feel like I can use them. I've got the chamomile that I placed over here. That's still looking good. These are mostly shishito peppers as well as some nadapinos. And I've got 1 eggplant in here. That one's looking a little better than the other 2. Over here I put some cut and come again zinnias. I've got more peppers. These are banana peppers, Carmen pepper, and what are these? Marconi pepper. It's not a cayenne. Oh, 2 Marconis, banana peppers, and a Carmen pepper. So those are all my sweet peppers. And then I did some tomatoes. So I did shoot a video when I was transplanting all of these peppers and eggplants, and I kind of went into a little more detail with that. put the straw down for mulch that I had. And one thing here that I already see with the straw mulch is you will have grasses that come up, like this piece right here. Let's put you right there. So this grass right here is coming from this straw mulch. And there's actually several little ones. They're very easy to just pull out and weed if you don't want a bunch of this growing. It's not hard to weed this grass at all. I like using straw mulch. I like leaves too, but our tree, we've used up all of the leaves in these beds, and then I used them last fall and winter and everything else. So you need to add fresh mulch pretty much every growing season, if not more often. So since I put fresh compost on the top and amended the beds and everything, I needed more mulch. So this straw mulch I got from our local seed store. They were just giving it away for free. It was kind of the leftovers that had fallen off the bales that people had bought and just kind of was making a mess. And so they said, if you come collect it, you can take what you got. So I just filled up a big yard bag full of free mulch, and I still have about maybe half of that bag left to use. I need to add a little bit more. This is a little sparse here, but it's very easy to weed this straw mulch. So you will have sprouts, especially with a lot of rain, but it's not hard to get rid of. So you can see I'm just pulling these up, and I'll get more sprouts of it, but you can literally just pick them as they come up. So I still have room in this bed for a couple of other plants. I might do, I think I've done all my peppers. I'll have to think about what I put here. I might put some dwarf tomatoes out here, or it might be more flowers, not quite sure yet. I've got a space over here that I can use. Oop, focus, there we go. Got a space right there I can use. That first bed I'll call full with all of the peppers. Hopefully they'll get big and bushy. So this bucket, I have some, let's see, what are these back here? These are key lime marigolds. They're looking good. And I've got 3 tomato plants in here. These are Amish paste tomatoes in the back, and this front one is a San Marzano. So these are all paste tomatoes. And what I do for trellising in these buckets is just take a bamboo stick that's, I think they're 6 feet tall, and I just sort of lightly tie the tomato plant to the bamboo. And it worked well as a kind of a trellis for me last year in these buckets, so that's what I'm going to do again. I've got 4 in this one. These I think are more paste tomatoes. Let's see. I've got a, what's this back one? So this is a sweet, what is this? Coffee. Oh, okay, this is a sweet aroma hybrid. Those did well for me last year. This is another sweet aroma. This one is another sweet aroma. So I've got 3 of those, and this front one is a Jubilee tomato. I'm pretty sure that one is an heirloom, and it's just a small kind of orangish yellow, not quite a big slicer tomato, almost like a saladette size of tomato, I think that's what that was. But it was just really, really good tasting. And I didn't have any other paste tomatoes to put out here, so I did that one. So they're looking good. And the asparagus is still doing well. I've got a couple of smaller shoots that are coming up. But they're doing fine. So that concludes this section. I still have a lot of tomatoes that I have to plant out. I just went to buy more buckets right there. I bought those on Saturday. So I decided to do my lunchbox peppers in these 2 grow bags. I've got lunchbox orange and lunchbox red. They're in these grow bags. I've got 1 more grow bag and a terracotta pot that I will use with something. I bought 5, I think these are 25-gallon pots, the same as those 3 big ones out there. So I've got 5 of those, and I ended up buying some more marigolds that were already open. I've got 1 small 4-pack of okra. I think that's Clemson spineless okra. And I've got 2 pots of a really pretty, I actually don't know the name of it. I can find the tag, but I'm gonna put these out near my mailbox because my hyacinth and pansies are pretty much done. The pansies are still going because we've had these colder days now, but I'm gonna replace those with these 2 pots. These are perennials and that's what I really want in my little mailbox area. And then over the winter time, I can put more pansies in there and stuff like that for color. But I got those. Let's open these veggie pods. So in here, I bought 2 chive starts. I could have started them from seed, but every year I like to buy just a couple of started plants. And I really wanted some chives the day that I went to go buy them. So I just bought 2 of those, put them in these veggie pods. These are the rest of my tomatoes that I've got to get out. Look at this one. This one's really pretty. This is Brad's Boreberry. These dark leaves. They're really pretty. So all of these are going to go in these buckets right here. I'll probably put 4 in each. So they're looking good. It is going to be a tad windy today, so I'm going to keep these closed. Over in this one, I've got my cucumbers and zucchini. I've got a couple more of these tomatoes that are still growing. These are the ones that kind of really struggled pretty much the whole time, but they are producing new growth at the top. So I still might plant these out and just maybe just see how they do if they pull through. Usually I would take off these suckers that are growing kind of in the armpit of the tomato, but since these tomato plants have kind of lost a lot of their leaves, I'm gonna leave those and see how these plants do. I've got a couple of small peppers. This is a Sugar Rush peach. That's a Sugar Rush peach. These have not gotten any bigger, so I'm not gonna really do much with those. My okra has pretty much all died. This one tried to grow, and it's got a big leaf on it, so I might plant this one out. That is a let's see, that is a Clemson spineless as well, so just the same as what I just bought downtown. They only had 1 4-pack of okra left, so I got it. The other 2 that I had died. That little pepper plant isn't growing much. That Sugar Rush peach is doing a tad better, so I might put him out and see if he can do better once he's established. The oregano is coming up all right, but I did go ahead and buy some oregano as well, just so I had it already a good size. My bouquet dill back here is growing well. I've got lemon balm in here. That's this big pot, or well, a little pot. And then this big basil on the end is I think that's my mammoth basil. That one's looking good. And then all back here are all these cucumber and squash plants. They're looking really good. The watermelon didn't do so well, so that's okay. That was just to see. I didn't even know where I was gonna put it, but that's what we got. So let's close this back up. my green stalk. I planted out my dwarf basil, which is looking really good. It smells real good. There's 2 little sections of that. My snow peas have now started to put on little pods. See that? I've got 2 little snow pea pods. Little tendrils are trying to come out, so I might put just a little tiny bamboo stick in here just to give it something to grab onto. And the parsley at the bottom is still growing. Let's see, what else did I put in here? Turn around. The snow pea is doing well. I had a couple that just died on me for whatever reason, but this one's kind of coming back a little bit, so I will just keep fertilizing. Ooh, it's kind of hard to turn. But yeah, a couple of these died, so that's okay. I got a couple. I didn't expect a whole lot of snow peas for anything. It was just mainly just to have a couple for snacking, maybe to add to a stir fry. But that's all I've got in here right now. I probably will put some more. I have some dwarf alyssum that I will put in here. I might do 1 or 2 dwarf tomatoes because I have a couple of those. I think, let's see, these little bugs are everywhere. This is a little dwarf tomato, or that's a mini Marzano. So yeah, a little dwarf mini Marzano. I've got a, let's see, this Geranium Kiss is a dwarf tomato right here. And I thought I had one more, might be this one in the back. Yeah, that's another mini Marzano. The Werukawi right here on the end is a dwarf tomato. So I'm gonna put 1 or 2 of those in that green stalk. Mostly they're gonna be in these veggie pods. So that is what we have out here in the back. My flowers are still kind of going, it's a mess. I had squirrels that lived up here in this corner. And over the weekend, I think on Friday actually, the babies came out. We had 2 baby squirrels. And I thought my cat initially knocked this pot over. There was nothing in it but dirt, but I came out and I was like, what happened? And then I realized we had baby squirrels, and he was just kind of a clumsy little thing. One of them, once he got down here on the ground, he couldn't figure out how to get back up. I had to prop this door open to let him out because his mama was on the outside going back and forth trying to teach him how to climb the screen, and he just wasn't getting it yet. But they have all flown the coop. They haven't been back since. Mom, Dad, and the 2 babies headed out. So we are squirrel free. My cat is happy that she can come out here all the time now and not have to worry about a squirrel. But anyway, I need to clean this place up. It's just kind of been a rainy, wet mess. But my flowers are still doing good for the most part. My aloe I thought had died, but in the center there, I've got 2 new aloe stalks. I don't know, but that is reassuring that I transported this little pup correctly, transplanted him well. So he is in that pot. And let's go take a look at the front where I've got a couple more. All right, y'all. So in my front, I decided to put my Everleaf basil out here in this little pot. I've got a dwarf Geranium Kiss tomato. They're doing well out here. I had transplanted 2 of my Space Master cucumbers in here, but they died. So now I just have, sorry, y'all, just had a sneezing fit. So in this basket, I just have 3 spots of where I put a seed in each little area. So hopefully those will sprout soon. I've got some polar bear zinnias in this pot. Of course, my citrus tree that's not looking great. I need to do some better research on how to take care of these guys. It hasn't been pruned now for a couple years, and last year it didn't grow anything for me. And it starts to get this kind of like a black mold on it. So if you're familiar with citrus trees, I think it's like a mandarin orange, little kind of dwarf tree. So I need to figure out how to take care of him better. My aloes out here. I have my mammoth dill, which is taking off like crazy. Some alyssum that I put on the other side. I've got my little sweetheart sweet pea up here that's slowly growing. Of course, all my little flower bed up here, I've got all kinds. They're growing really well. These things in the front here, they really took off the last couple days with all this rain. And then in the empty spaces where these other bulbs didn't pop up, I just broadcasted a bunch of wildflower seeds. Like tons of them. I just sprinkled a big packet all over. So we will see if any of that sprouts. It's just a pollinator's mix of wildflowers. But that is what I have out here. So just a quick little garden update here. I will be at my grandma's house, I think later on today, so I will update you what's going on over there, my potatoes and my garlic that's over there. And yeah, that's what I've been up to the last several days. I have a whole bunch, I bought those pots that you saw. I have a whole bunch of soil still in the back of my car, new bags of soil plus compost. So I need to get that unloaded, and I might not fill everything like that today just because I have a whole lot of errands to run. And I also bought a couple more decorative pots for my front porch, but I will update you guys on that when I get there. So we will see you guys in a little bit. I gotta head to breakfast with some friends, and this took a little bit longer than I thought I would do, but that's okay. I love doing little garden tours because it also helps me later on when I forget when I did something or what something looked like this time of year. I can make a mental note, come back, watch the video, and see what I did. So we will catch you guys in a little bit, and hope you guys are having a good morning. I will see you at the other house. Hey guys, so I am now at my grandma's house. It is the next day, actually. I didn't come over here yesterday to look at everything, so came over today. It got really cold last night. It was down to 39. I think tonight is supposed to be around 50 or so, but it's real sunny today, warmer, around 70. So I thought it was a good time to come over and give an update on what's going on over here. So my potatoes are growing pretty well. I added a little overdue for the mulch, so I added a bunch of mulch just now underneath to kind of bump it up. So but they're looking really good. No flowers yet, but I feel like they should be soon. About this height last year, they started developing flowers at the top. So these are looking great. This side isn't doing as well. I only had, I think, 5 potatoes on this end, and one of them did not sprout really well, so I've covered him up again. That it still might grow, I'm not sure, I don't believe it will, but smaller plants than this other side, but hopefully they will still give me a few potatoes here. And I haven't planted anything else over here. It's just these these two things, garlic and potatoes. This is actually the pineapple sage that is coming back, and I still need to trim the old bush down, but pineapple sage is coming back pretty strong, so I will leave that. My garlic looks a little rough. I don't know if it's because I haven't been here in several days, so it hasn't gotten any water besides whatever rain we've had. One side, it's three types of garlic. Well, I think 2 types of garlic in here. I don't remember exactly which ones right now, but this side is doing a whole lot better than the left side. The left side's kind of real puny. They're bigger than they were last year, but I pulled up a couple just now to see kind of the progress. And the garlic bulbs aren't, if you can see here, let's see, they're just still really small. So they're not really growing that well in the soil. I thought I would have really big garlic bulbs by now. Maybe I just haven't given them long enough. Or maybe it's just, I haven't been over here adding nutrients very consistently. I'm pretty confident garlic is a heavy feeder, which means you need to fertilize often, and I just haven't been doing that every week here. So it might be another year of a kind of not the harvest that I was hoping for, especially this part of the garlic. I just watered it a ton, so it was already kind of leaning over, but even more so now, so that's why it kind of looks like this, I think. But the harvest isn't going to be as good as I thought it would be. The right side here, they are bigger stalks, kind of like the ones in the buckets at my house, but I don't think the bulbs are that big either, so I will continue to leave them in because they don't look like they're dying at all. I mean, the bottom 2 leaves on most of them are dead, but the rest of the plant looks healthy. And I haven't seen any garlic scapes or anything like that. So hopefully it's just a matter of need more time, and I will get, even if the garlic heads are small, I want enough to be able to actually save some garlic. So we'll see. But that is what's going on here. I haven't come over here to plant anything else just yet. As you can see, the yard back here is kind of a mess. We get a whole lot of weeds, and we get this creeping vine that's all back here that just takes over the whole yard. That's just kind of a pain in the neck to deal with back here. So it thrives. It just latches onto everything. So kind of a, you know, I'll make do with the areas that I have. I went and bought more buckets for my house for the rest of my tomatoes, because more and more I don't want to come over here every day to look at things. And I know I won't come over here every day to look at things, so I'm just really debating on planting anything else over here. I thought about the okra that I have, but okra grows so fast. I've never grown it myself before, but everybody that I've seen that grows it, they, you know, if you're not looking at your okra every day, the next day you go, it's going to be too big to eat. So I am debating putting that over here. I was just going to put them right here where these cattle panels were, maybe take one down and see how well it does, or put them in this other bed that just has that pineapple sage in it. So I'm still thinking about that, because I know I won't be here every day looking at the okra. And I only have, I think I have one okra plant that I started from seed that has still been growing. The other 2 died. I don't think they dried up. They just kind of wilted and gave up on me. So I went and bought okra starts from the seed store downtown because they had 4 left, and I think there's 5 plants in those cups. So it was a 4-cell tray, and there's one was seeded twice. So I think I have 5 okra plants. If I can get them to grow, I'll have those. And I know they can get really big given the right conditions. So I'm just trying to still think of where I'm going to put them. Over here, I'll probably miss quite a few okra pods. But at my house, that means I'll have to do them kind of in an in-ground type of section, kind of like my cucumbers, I guess. I could do a small area like that. So we'll see. I'm figuring it out. But I did want to show you a funny little thing here. So back here, I have 3 beds that I tried to do my squash in and my garlic last year, and they did not do well. The only sun that this area got was what you see now. So hardly any sun back here. I did do some cauliflower and broccoli in these 2 beds as well. I didn't really get anything from them either, but I haven't taken down this net yet. This was an insect net because I believe squirrels were trying to eat all my things, as well as pill bugs and all the other things. So I just kind of have left this net up, which I should not have, but we can get, I will need this insect netting, I believe. So I should have taken it off a while back. But look right here. Oh, I don't know what kind of bug that is on this pole here. It's something I don't want to touch or mess with. I'm going to just take this pole and ew. Hold on. I don't like bugs like that. I don't know what it was, but I don't want it. So if you look right here, what does that look like to y'all? I don't know exactly. I think it's a cabbage. This looks like a cabbage leaf to me. I got 2. Oh, it's from the same thing. But look at that. I've got a volunteer. Pretty sure I did cabbage over here, so I'll say it's a cabbage. But I've got a volunteer brassica right here, and it's looking, you know, pretty good actually. And it might be because there's so much shade right here. Even though we've had really hot days so far, we've still had cooler nights, and I think it's just kind of good conditions right here where it's at. So I'm gonna leave it. It's not causing any harm. I'm not gonna use these beds again for anything permanent or deliberate. So look at that. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Happy gardening, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.